what I'm doing. Driving home from work. So, staying on the get home / bug out bag. Next thing we need to talk about is shelter. There's a lot of variables here, depending on the time of year, where you live, what the situation is. You know, if it's, say it's the summer and things are relatively calm and nobody's trying to kill you, a regular old tarp, you know, one of those blue tarps from Harbor Freight Tools will do you. Blue, silver, doesn't matter. However, if you're wanting to stay concealed, that's a different story. You can also consider mobile shelter in the form of rain gear, whether that be a poncho or top and bottom and boots. That's all up to you. But if you're close enough that you don't have to stay overnight, or most likely won't, I would save the space and just go with rain gear. That's me. Now, with me, I'd probably have an overnight. I live far enough away from work, I can almost guarantee I'd have an overnight. Unless, you know, unless I just feel like walking through the night. That brings up another subject, shoes. You're going to want hiking boots, or, depending on the weather, a good pair of walking shoes, like tennis shoes. You know, once again, that depends on weather, climate, well, climate and area anyway. Can't really predict the weather for that. You could go waterproof or not. You know your route home better than anyone. Do you think you'll need waterproof shoes? As far as the stationary shelter goes, if you're trying to stay concealed, you're going to want something that blends in with your environment. I mean, you may be completely in the city, and you might want to just consider jumping in a dumpster. I mean, who knows? You know, I work in the city, and I'd have to go through the most heavily congested part of the city, as in downtown, which is where I'm at right this minute, to get home. So this would be the most dangerous part of the trip for me if things are bad. I could skirt around it, which, you know, I may very well do, depending on the circumstances. The most direct route home, though, is right through downtown. I could stay up on the interstate, but if I'm walking, that's a dangerous proposition too. So anyway, get yourself some good rain gear. Get yourself a subdued colored tarp. Some 550 cord for tie downs. You know, you can use sticks to tie it down. And you may even consider not even tying it down, just laying it over you. Less conspicuous that way. This is such a hard subject to cover for people who are in such a variety of environments. So I'm just trying to keep it basic. You know, winter is going to be different from summer. Winter here is going to be different from winter in the desert. Yes, it still gets cold in the desert. Yes, it still rains in the desert. But it's a lot different. If you've been in both environments and in the same season, then you know what I'm talking about. Just do the best you can for your environment. You know, it's going to change up with the seasons unless you happen to live in the southern United States where it stays warm most of the time. It still changes some, and it rains everywhere. I'll tell you what, my personal gear, I'll have to lay all this out for y'all. I have rain pants and a rain jacket. My rain jacket is just a normal everyday rain jacket like anybody might have, because getting home you're going to want to try to be the gray man. Bugging out, that may be a whole different story. I'm not planning on bugging out unless it just absolutely 100% have to because of the circumstances. You know, say the Chinese army's rolling up my ass. Yeah, I'm gonna bug out. You get the idea. Anyway, this video's gone way longer than a minute to. Seems like they always do anymore. Basics: rain gear, waterproof shoes of some kind, and a tarp. Subdued color, preferably. Alright, till next time, I'm Victoria Kiram. Stay safe out there.